استعدادهای غیبی.
A reporter finds herself in the underbelly of Iran as she investigates a serial killer, known as the Spider, who kills sex worker due to his religious belief. But what makes it even more terrifying is how it is based on a true story. This is not an easy watch whatsoever. It's disturbing and repulsive in every way, and it is definitely going to divide audiences and stir up different discussions, as it is a risky project to execute. So if you're looking for an entertaining ride traveler, it is better to skip this one. But as a film itself, Holy Spider is really well directed and put together, as I found myself traveling with the reporter into the unpleasant side of society and wanting to take a shower afterwards due to the subject matter being so grimy. I'm not here to make any political statement, but solely to discuss how this film is put together and why I found it to be such a depressing and effective watch. So without further ado, get your tickets ready and let's dive in. Welcome back to my channel, travelers. Filmwego here. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are. Today I want to share with you a film that is a realistic and difficult approach to an idea that is going to be decisive to some. Holy Spider. I really like this film, not in the entertainment aspect, but how well it is put together. What made it such an unnerving watch was its cinematography and moody lighting, which elicited a sense of dread and uncomfortableness. When paired with a haunting score, it only strengthened the foreboding effect. But what made it such a compelling watch was its strong female lead. The first half wasn't as effective when the killer attempts to lure the sex worker into his trap. It wasn't badly executed in any way, as you do feel the brooding atmosphere slithering in the air. But it's just after seeing Monster, the Dharma TV series, I just can't see any serial killer films or shows in the same way again. However, that wasn't the scariest part, as I actually found the last half to be more disconcerting, as you understand the killer's point of view and how he believes what he does is justified and sees nothing wrong with his actions. As I said, it's not an easy watch, as you're placed right in the killer's head. Directed by Abbasi, this controversial film is a deep dive into the world of religious fanaticism. It is effective and revolting, and it delivers in that aspect. Let's first start the cinematography, as I believe there's a lot to talk about here. When Holy Spider began, I was instantly feeling uneasy. Yes, the film opens with a powerful scene that is hard to shake off, as you're placed right in Iran's underbelly, but there's something more about it, something that made the film disquieting, and at first I couldn't quite pick out what it was. But as the film progressed, it finally came to me. The framing of the characters. Usually when watching a film, you, the viewers, are usually able to tell if a scene is pleasant to the eye, and that is due to a certain rule that filmmakers follow, the rule of thirds. If you don't know what that is, let me briefly explain. The rule of thirds is the composition guideline that places its characters on the right and left side of the frame, on top of a line, while their eyes are usually placed near or on the line, allowing it to become a well-composed shot. Here, however, Holy Spider tweaks it a little. It does attempt to use the rule of thirds, but instead of placing the characters right on the line, it is slightly off-key, messing with the viewer's head. The framing of the characters seems natural, yet not at the same time, creating the uneasy vibe I couldn't quite figure out at the beginning, and it is effective. Holy Spider also switches its cinematography to fit different scenarios. For example, whenever a victim is lured into the killer's trap, the camera becomes shaky and jittery, and is shot handheld. The above elements make for a realistic, terrifying experience. As you watch the victim fight for their lives, you feel every inch of it. The shakiness adds a sense of realism to the struggle that is sick and deprived, as you feel her fighting for her last breath, as the lights are choked out of her. As you can see, the cinematography here works wonders, and it does its job because I was agitated and disturbed throughout its runtime, and that is exactly what Abbasi was going for. Holy Spider is also very well lit. In fact, I would say this is Iran's answer to film noir. Shot mostly at night, the use of low-key lighting perfectly fits the tone of the film, and it is effective in a way that draws the viewer into the grimier part of the underworld, isolating our main character. During the night scenes, the surrounding overhead lights are lurid and unnatural, as they cast a shadow that is barely able to light up the reporter's face, while our vicinity is near pitch black, making for an unnerving experience. You really do feel the moody atmosphere as the danger closes in, wondering what would happen to her. Will she be able to get out alive if she continues her investigation? The lighting here perfectly complements the film, and it is a great example of how it adds to the tension. The score is just as terrific, as it is both haunting and hypnotic. It feels like a bad trip as you're slowly pulled into the dark side of society. You want to shake it off, you want to grab onto reality, but the score continues to suck you and pull you deeper until finally, you're in the heart of it, and there's no getting out. The score brings out the atmosphere and allows the eeriness to linger in the air. It complements the film and helps deliver on its horror elements. Holy Spider also makes for a great watch due to its strong female lead. I'm terrible with names, so I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Zara Amir Ebrahimi, who plays the journalist, is terrific. She's confident, independent, and doesn't take no for an answer, and that is seen when we are first introduced to her. She attempts to check in into her room, but is hassled by front desk workers in a hotel lobby due to being a woman. Even under pressure from the front desk, she remains calm and speaks up for her wants and needs without backing down. Her way of dealing with situation is self-assured. She never bats an eye, even when in danger or harassed by men. She stays assertive, with her feet on the ground, and you know she isn't giving up until she completes the investigation. And that's what makes her so memorable, and why I rooted for her from the very first frame. Mehdi Bajestani, who plays the killer, Saeed, is also great. He's also calm, composed, and confident, like our main lead, the journalist. But what makes him terrifying is how, with those traits, he applies them to his horrific task, as if it were a regular routine. The film doesn't portray him as a monster, instead it humanizes him, and I found that to be more disturbing, as the film makes him look like he's one of us, and there's nothing wrong with his actions. The ending also carried a gut-wrenching punch. I was thoroughly disturbed as it played out, and realized how terrifying one's extreme point of view can be, and how it can impact a copious amount of people. I'm not gonna say what it is, as not knowing anything only makes the whole film that much more effective and powerful. In the end, I like this film. Yes, I think it is extremely well crafted and put together, and Abbasi did an incredible job in delivering the sheer horror and the unpleasant side of society, and the impacts of the extreme effects of religious fanaticism. I'm gonna say this again, this is not an entertaining watch. If you're looking for something fun and lighthearted, skip this one, travelers. It is a heavy watch as it dives deep into the darker side of humanity. This film is definitely controversial, and not going to appeal to all. The first half could have been slightly grimier when we are first introduced to the killer, but in the end, the film is effective and horrifying due to its chilling and uneasy cinematography, a haunting score that seems to slowly choke you alive, beautiful lighting that evokes a sense of dread, and phenomenal acting from both leads. So if you're able to find a copy of it, I believe this film, although covering heavy and controversial subject matter, it is definitely worth giving a watch. Have you seen Holy Spider? Do you plan to see it? If you did, what did you think of it? Comment below and let me know, and as always, subscribe for your next travel ticket.